By now you should be looking at your grade 12 checklist in CIS. If you need help finding these activities, please watch the CIS introduction video in Canvas. To begin, click on step number 1. Depending on your post-secondary plans, you will either finish the financial aid sort or the occupation sort. If you know that you are going to a 2-year college, 4-year college, trade school, or a certificate program after high school, you will want to complete the financial aid sort. This activity will give you a list of scholarships that might be applicable to the programs that you are applying to for next year. Go ahead and select the criteria based on your academic and personal profile. When you get done with a page, click Continue, and continue doing this until you can get your results at the end. You should now have a list of scholarships that fit the criteria you selected. If you did not generate any scholarships, you may have been a little too selective in your answers, so you will need to return back to the questions and unselect some of the things that you had chosen. Once you have your scholarship list, take a few minutes to review it. To find out more information about a specific scholarship, you can click on the title of each one. This will give you more information and usually a link to find that organization that's offering the scholarship. When you are done reviewing your list, scroll up to the top and click Save Sort. You will then need to write a 20-word reflection paragraph about your thoughts on the scholarships that you found and this activity. When you have written the reflection, click Save Information and return back to your checklist. If formal education is not your pathway after high school, or if you're really unsure about where you want to be this time next year, you will want to complete the occupation sort. To find the occupation sort, hover over occupations on the green navigation bar at the top of your screen. Then click on Occupation Sort. To begin, click Select Factors. You will be asked to select 5 to 15 different factors that are important to you when you pursue a different job. For example, if it's super important that you get high wages, are able to organize things in your job, and your job requires some strenuous physical activity, you would put those as 3 of your 5 factors. If you are unsure what you are looking for in a job, you can choose the recommended list instead. When you have your 5 to 10 factors, click Continue. You will then rank each factor according to its importance and what you want in that factor. Do this until you have generated a list of occupations. You should now have a list of occupations that fit the criteria and factors that you selected and ranked. Take some time to review this list. If you want to know more information about a particular job, you may click on the title and find a bunch of information about that occupation. The tabs on the left will help you sort out more helpful information as it pertains to that job. When you have finished reviewing your list, scroll up to the top, click Save, and write a 20-word reflection paragraph about your thoughts on that activity. You might talk about any occupations that you learned about or found interesting. Then click Save Information and return to your checklist. You are now ready for step number 2. Select step 2 and a new dialog box will appear. If you have been following along with your grade level CIS activities all 4 years of ALOA, then you probably have some goals already set in here. Do not erase those previous goals. Instead, insert today's date below your old goals and write a new career or post-secondary goal that you have after high school. For example, if you know you are going to attend PCC for 2 years and then transfer to a 4-year university, you will write that goal here. You will need to write a total of 60 words, that's including your previous goals, for this activity to be complete. So if you have not been following along with your CIS grade level activities all 4 years, you will need to write one 60-word goal for this current, or for your post-secondary goals after high school as of right now. Once you have 60 words, click Save Information and return to your checklist. Step number 3 is very similar. However, your goal this time is about an academic goal that you have for this current school year and the classes that you are taking your senior year of high school. This goal also needs to be a total of 60 words or 20 words per year you are at Aloha. When you have finished this goal, click Save Information and return to your checklist. Now let's move on to step number 4. This activity is all about creating a resume. Once you have selected this step, click on any of the green categories on the left-hand side of your new dialog box. You will need to enter in information in 3 different green categories in order for this activity to be considered complete. Once you have saved your information for 3 different green categories, you may exit the dialog box and return to your checklist. If you ever want to see this resume that it generates, you can click Create Resume at the bottom and then export it into a PDF. But for now, we'll just return to the checklist and move on to step number 5. Step number 5 is logging a career-related learning experience, or a CURLE. A CURLE is any unpaid activity where you are learning more about a career. Different CURLEs include field trips, career days, guest speakers, mock interviews, volunteering, and college visits. Take this time to log a CURLE that you have completed this year. If you have not yet completed a CURLE this year, you will want to complete one before the end of the year and log your reflection paragraph in this step in CIS. When you have finished logging your CURLE, click Save Information and return to your checklist. And that should complete your grade 12 checklist activities for CIS.